Hi, everybody. Welcome to Let's Talk About Listening. My name is Riley, and this is Julia, and we're here to talk to you about some of our favorite music today. I think today we're going to start with talking about, it's actually Julia's question, so I'll let her say it, but we're very excited.
So when I talk about music with people, my favorite thing to ask them, if I want to get really deep with them, I like to ask if you could listen to 3 artists for the rest of your life, and only 3, and only what the content they've already put out, who would it be? And immediately the first thing I would say is Frank Ocean. Everyone that knows me knows I love Frank Ocean. He's my favorite person ever. He's just the best. I literally would die for this man. He's amazing. He has the best music I've ever heard. He has the greatest voice ever. He doesn't have that much content, but just because I love him so much, I would still choose him because I just love his music. And if I had to choose, my favorite from him is Pink Matter on Channel Orange. But everything he ever puts out is just like amazing.
Yeah, I think he definitely has a couple really well-known songs that I know at the very least that I like to sing along to, and like I've heard. I'm into Frank Ocean. I'm not as big of a fan as I think I'd like to be, but I think that I could definitely sit down and like listen through his stuff, and I'd probably really enjoy it. I think he's kind of easy listening, so that's a good person to pick for the rest of your life, and you can't really not be in the mood for it almost.
Yeah, for people who don't know him, he's like R&B soul. That's the type of music he is. Shame on you if you don't know him. You need to listen. But anyway, the second artist I'd probably choose, even though like I feel like this is kind of cliche, but I would choose Drake. And my reason behind this is because he has so much different like types of music. You know, exercising, or if you just want to like chill in your room and listen to something like slow and peaceful, like he has it all. He has a lot of content in my opinion, and I love everything he puts out, so that would be my second choice.
I think people definitely like make a little bit of a meme of Drake here and there somewhat. I think his songs get really, really popular when they come out, and then they start to get memed, but I definitely think that I find that when he comes out with a new song and it blows up, I'm always like, heck yes, Drake has a new song out. Again, I'm not a super huge Drake fan in general, but I think that I never hate what he puts out, and I never hate listening to Drake.
Yeah, I wasn't always the biggest fan, but I kind of slowly like just really started to find myself listening to him a lot, like when I was driving around. Just like whatever mood I was in, he would really fit that. And his album Views is just like amazing. That's one of my favorite albums.
And for your third?
Yeah, so then my third would have to be, and I've thought about this question a lot. I've thought pretty deep about this question. I've talked to people about it a lot. My third artist would be the Beatles. And I don't want to like say I'm the biggest Beatles fan. They're not even one of my like top artists ever, but I just think they're so classic, and they do have so much great music. I genuinely think they're the greatest band to ever exist. So I think they would be a great choice because there's so much there. There's so much content to listen to for the rest of your life, so many different things. And my favorite by them is A Day in the Life. And that song just like means a lot to me. It was like one of my dad's favorites too, so.
Yeah, I think the Beatles have a lot of like kind of comfort music almost. I definitely always think of my dad. And they do, they have a lot of different moods, and they have such a large discography. I guess we'll go over to mine then. And so I have 3, and they're not necessarily in order of my favorites, but I'm just gonna kind of go through. So my first would be Mac Miller. And I didn't get into Mac Miller until actually after he passed away. And I mean, I always like knew him and listened to him with my friends and stuff, but I don't think I really got a true appreciation for him until after he passed. I would say my favorite song of his is The Spins. And I just think that it's good vibes central. Like if you listen to that song, you can't really frown. You can't be upset. For me, it's like the like in the car windows down anthem. And I think it's just good vibes all around. So for someone who passed at a really young age, I'm really grateful that someone who's very talented has that much music. I think that would make him a good addition to my list. I think next I would choose Marina, formerly known as Marina and the Diamonds. And she's kind of rebranded herself as a solo artist as opposed to her and her band. I thought about this question a lot when Julia asked me it initially, and I thought I had a really concrete answer, and I ended up changing and adding Marina because not only has she been a really long-term artist for me, I've listened to her since I was probably 13, maybe younger, but I had picked artists that you can't necessarily sing along to, and I'm definitely a big singer. And rapping along to Mac Miller is a little different, but I was like, there's no one I love to sing along to more than Marina. So I thought that was kind of interesting to add. And she's very real. She talks about a lot of like teen girl issues. And though I'm not a teen anymore, I definitely listened to her during my formative years. So I'm not looking to give her up anytime soon.
I don't know her that well, but I feel like that's a good choice for you. I know you love to sing, so.
Yeah, she's definitely not super well known. She's a little more alternative. A lot of my music taste is, but she's definitely cool, and I recommend checking her out. She's very, very talented. And then I would say after that, my next top choice, and this is actually my favorite band of all time. I guess living band, I have two, but this is my favorite living band of all time. And that would be the 1975. And they're also kind of more alternative indie style. Their frontman is Matty Healy. I think that their music has also quite a lot of different vibes, and they have 4 released albums now, and they're all very different. That's kind of their whole thing, is they do a very different vibe for each album, and I think that for something you're going to listen to for the rest of your life really, really works. I mean, in this theoretical position I'm in. I've seen them live a couple times, and I'm definitely like obsessed with them. I think the first time I saw them in concert, I was 14 or 15. And so I've definitely like held on to them through my formative years. And I don't think, again, I'd be willing to let them go. So that's part of why they're definitely a long-term choice for me. But they're definitely worth looking into, I think, even more so than Marina. Marina's a little more of an acquired taste, but the 1975 is definitely really good. And I think that I'm actually surprised that they're not much bigger. These 3 that I've sat on, I don't know if I'm even concrete in them, just because it's a very hard decision to make and come to. But I think that for now, I guess if you're asking me right now, it would be these.
Yeah, so if anyone's listening and you need like a deep question to ask your friends on a first date, ask someone this question.
It's definitely ice-breaking for sure. I feel like you can get a lot from someone from the artists they listen to.
This is Julia.
I'm Riley, and
this was
Let's Talk About Listening.